What's good? It's your boy 2K here. Shout out to the movement and everybody who's moving with us. Man, everybody needs to calm the fuck down, man. Look, listen. Let me start from the beginning, yo. Congratulations to Amir Khan for his 42nd knockout victory over opponent Phil Lo Greco. He had a 42nd knockout win after being off for 2 years, post being knocked out by Canelo Alvarez in Las Vegas in 2016, right? Now, I give him credit because he could have came into the ring and had a piss poor performance after being laid off for 2 years. There's been a lot of fighters in the past that have come back after layoffs and didn't look like themselves, even though they would go on to cruise to a victory, easy victory. They just didn't look like themselves, right? One fighter that comes to mind is Andre Ward. Back in 2013, he fought Edwin Rodriguez, and he was out until 2015 because he had shoulder surgery and he had promoter issues, right? Comes back in 2015, 2 years later, against Paul Smith, and while he got the knockout in the 9th round, after winning every single round up to that point, he just didn't look like the old Andre Ward, right? Now, it's kind of the same scenario where when Ward came back, he was campaigning in the division above him, right? Amir Khan came back tonight. He was campaigning within 154-pound limit. I think he came in at 149. Phil Lo Greco was 150. So it's kind of the same situation there. Both these fighters come back after around the same amount of time of a layoff, and they campaign in the division higher than them. Now, we know Andre Ward was doing that because ultimately he was going to fight Sergey Kovalev, which was a lot of people didn't believe he was going to do it, but he ended up doing it, right? Amir Khan seems like he's still going to go back down to 147. He just hadn't been in the ring in 2 years, and also probably hadn't been training with all this shit. You know, my man was in the tabloids talking about Anthony Joshua was fucking his wife. Probably was, because his wife is bad as fuck. If I was Joshua, I would. You know what I'm saying? You know, dude was jacking off and shit on Skype. So there's a whole lot of shit surrounding Amir Khan that could have kept him out of training with his mind not focused on boxing, right? So my man had to come in a little higher than normal weight, you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. So he's looking like going back to 147. But anyway, he could have came in here and had the same kind of performance Andre Ward had, right? Not really looked like the older Amir Khan. And when I say older Amir Khan, I'm talking about post my man that knocked him out, Breeders Prescott, you know what I'm saying? And before he got knocked out by Danny Garcia, within that range, when he actually looked like he was a really good fighter, you know what I'm saying? He had the opportunity to bring that Amir Khan back. And to a lot of people, he did. Not this motherfucker right here, though. Real talk. And let me tell you why. He fought Richard Greco. You know what I'm saying? Yo, when they announced this fight, I was like, yo, he fighting Richard Greco, yo? I thought that motherfucker was like 50-something years old. Yo, all my old heads, y'all know who I'm talking about when I say Richard Greco, man. Look, y'all remember the 1990s actor? He had that hit joint back then, If Looks Could Kill. Matter of fact, here you go, right here.
Richard Greco, If Looks Could Kill.
Yo, that's who Amir Khan fought tonight. You know what I'm saying? And you got motherfuckers all over social media talking about Amir Khan's back. Oh my God, Kell Brook is shook. Kell Brook doesn't want no fucking smoke with Amir Khan. Oh, Amir Khan looked better than Errol Spence. Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? In reference to the Errol Spence comment, I see motherfuckers talking about Amir Khan dispatched to Phil Lo Greco, aka Richard Greco, better than Errol Spence. Let me just say this shit. On the outside, that's true, right? When we look at this, literally, it's true, right? Amir Khan knocked him out in 40 seconds. Errol Spence knocked him out in the 3rd round, right? It's true. But then when we look between the details, when we look at the stage of each fighter's career, right? When we look at what fighter has to prove something versus a fighter that really doesn't have to prove that much, it doesn't seem that way once you take all those variables into account. Let me explain. Richard Greco, dog, after he fought Errol Spence, he went on to lose to another fighter that a lot of people don't know. His name is Joseph Elegili, right? And I might not even be saying the motherfucker's name right. He lost a unanimous decision to that guy, right? He won the fight before that against a guy named Pablo Munguia. Nobody knows him, but he's 21-8. He won that fight by knockout. But the fight after Joseph Elegili, he fought a cat named Jesus Garola, and he won by majority decision. It was a hard fight for the guy, right? This was his last fight before Amir Khan. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is, after the Errol Spence fight, Phil Lo Greco had 2 difficult fights out of 3 after he lost to Errol Spence and before he fought Amir Khan, right? So that's mileage. That's mileage you put on the engine. You know what I'm saying? Also, let me explain this. When Errol Spence fought Richard Greco, he was a prospect at that time, right? The only thing we knew Errol Spence for back in 2015 was the cat that gave Floyd Mayweather hell in sparring and knocked out Adrian Broner standing up and sparring, right? That's what we knew Errol Spence for back then. See, he hadn't even fought Chris Van Heerden yet. He hadn't fought Alejandro Barrera yet. He hadn't fought Leonard Bundu yet. He hadn't fought Chris Algieri yet. The Phil Lo Greco fight was before all of those guys. Also, I might add, at that time, Phil Lo Greco had a little bit more to fight for. He had only lost to Sean Porter at that time. You see what I'm saying? He had a little more in the tank. He didn't have the mileage that he had tonight going into the ring with Amir Khan. When he went in the ring with Errol Spence, he was a much better fighter. You know what I'm saying? This was 3 fucking years ago, people. It's a lot of time. A lot can happen within 3 years. So, Errol Spence, he was just going through the motions. He's a prospect. He's in the ring with a guy that everybody knows he gonna beat. So he's just going through the fucking motions. And he got him out of there in 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? 3 rounds is still the beginning of the fucking fight. It was a 10-round fight. They had 7 more to go. You know what I'm saying? Now, when we look at Amir Khan and we consider the status at which his career is in at this point in time, this was a motherfucking do-or-die fight, right? Amir Khan had everything and more to fight for. If he would have went out there and even lost a decision, a split decision to Richard Greco, his career is over. See, Errol Spence was still a young guy. Let's say Errol Spence lost a split decision to Richard Greco, right? Well, he still is going to continue fighting. There's been plenty of fighters that have lost fights early in their career. Bernard Hopkins lost his very first fight. Ends up being a fucking Hall of Famer. So, Errol Spence would have been able to recover. Whereas Amir Khan, if he fucking lost to Phil Lo Greco, that'd have been it. No more Amir Khan. Unless we talking about club fighters. You feel me? So, we're talking about 2 different guys who are fighting at 2 different stages of their career, but they're fighting a common opponent, right? So why the fuck am I hearing people say not only did Amir Khan dispatch a Richard Greco better than Errol Spence, but people are actually now out there saying on social media that Amir Khan will be the guy at welterweight besides Terrence Crawford and Keith Thurman that gives Errol Spence trouble in a fucking fight because of how he looked in this particular fight against a bum. You see what the here and now does to motherfuckers, right? It's not like Errol Spence didn't beat Kell Brook or Lamont Peterson, right? It's not, it ain't even about that. It's not the fact that Errol Spence straight dusted Chris Algieri while Amir Khan went life and death with Chris Algieri. I mean, I could flip the script with that fight. There's a common opponent right there. And he's a better opponent than fucking Richard Greco. So while Errol Spence dusts Chris Algieri in 4 or 5 rounds, Amir Khan arguably lost to Chris Algieri. But they're not going to talk about that. They're not going to talk about that because it's all about the here and now. And what's happening right now and right here is Amir Khan knocked out Richard Greco in 40 seconds. Regardless of the mileage on the fucking engine, and regardless of the fact that Errol Spence was just a prospect going through the motions when he fought Phil Lo Greco, who was just basically another sheep to the slaughter. That's all he was. Get the fuck out of here, man. Also, I want to discuss Amir Khan's dodging of Kell Brook. It's quite obvious. There's a lot of people out there saying that Kell Brook was shook. I saw no inclination of Kell Brook being shook. And I don't even like Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of Kell Brook. But I saw no inclination within his demeanor or his body language that told me, yeah, that nigga shook, B. He don't want none of that King Kong, fam. Yo, Kell Brook, Amir Khan, hey, bro, don't even look in that direction. Get the fuck out of here. There was nothing in that dude's demeanor that told any of us that shit. It's all about the here and now. Fanboyism, dog. You know what I'm saying? One thing about fanboyism, motherfuckers don't even have to be a fan of a guy to even show fanboyism, right? They don't have to be a fan of a guy previously to show fanboyism. Let me say that. Guys could have hated Amir Khan, but after seeing something like this, they could have easily jumped on the motherfucking Amir Khan bandwagon. I've seen that shit plenty of times with other fighters. There's fanboys out there that literally, just like bitches who we call groupies, right? There's fucking fanboys out there that literally watch boxing and wait to jump on a motherfucking fanboy train. That's exactly what's happening here. Oh shit, here's a guy that I can choose to say he's better than this guy because I can't stand that motherfucker, right? In this case, it was Kell Brook and Errol Spence. I hate those two guys. Hey, look, I could jump on the Amir Khan train and say, yeah, he's better than them because I fucking hate those guys. Yeah, look at Kell Brook shook. Hey, look how Amir Khan beat Phil Lo Greco. He's better than Errol Spence. That's what I'm talking about, man. Look, when they interviewed Amir Khan after the fight, he did his talking, blah, blah, blah. Then they get to Kell Brook, who was actually standing in the fucking ring, waiting to be told to Amir Khan that, hey, Kell Brook's in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to fight him? Well, when they asked him that, Amir Khan basically dodged the question because they said, yo, y'all are both under the same promotional banner now. Do you think that fight could get made? Amir Khan basically dodges the question. He said, hey, it's all about what our promoter is going to do with us, right? And I'm going to 2K translate this shit. And if he feels like he want to get the motherfucking fight made, then I'll fight him and then I'll knock him out. He didn't say, yeah, make the fucking fight right now. I'll bust that nigga whole. Like you're supposed to do as a fighter, right? He didn't say that. He said, oh, it's up to my, managers, promoters, and what they decide to do, right? Then after proceeding to say, yeah, if they decide to make that fight, I'll knock them out, he goes to the fans and says, hey, not do y'all want to see Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. He says, hey, how many of y'all know that I will beat Kell Brook? Y'all know what that shit is right there? Amir Khan is looking for confirmation. He's looking for justification for saying, hey, I don't need to fight Kell Brook because everybody knows I can beat him already. That's exactly what the fuck that was. Why do you think when every fighter in the history of the sport, when they go to the fans, what do they usually do? The question is, hey, who do you want to see me fight? Or do you want to see me fight this guy? Do you want to see us in the ring together? That is the question they pose to the fans. But not Amir Khan when it comes to Kell Brook. No. He wanted confirmation, right? He said, hey guys, how many of y'all out there know that I can already beat Kell Brook? That's all it is, man. Ducking and fucking dodging. Because all the fucking cheers and shit, what is Amir Khan going to say later on when he doesn't fight Kell Brook? He's not going to fight him anytime soon. What is he going to say? Look, y'all heard what the fans said at the end of my fight with Richard Greco. Y'all heard what they said. They said I could beat Kell Brook. Why do I need to fight him? The fans already know how the fight's going to turn out. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Listen, Amir Khan, like I said, I give him credit for this win. But in no way, shape, form, or fashion is he better than fucking Errol Spence just because he did a better job at dispatching a bum than a prospect version of Errol Spence. Because best believe the Errol Spence of today would have knocked Phil Lo Greco out probably in the same amount of time. You know what I'm saying? And in no way, shape, or form is Kell Brook shook of Amir Khan. Listen, this fight has been talked about being made since 2012. I was talking to my wife earlier today, and I was telling her, I was like, see, this is some bullshit right here. These two motherfuckers have been sitting here arguing for 6 fucking years. Probably earlier than that, because they had a sparring session earlier than that, and also back to the amateurs, they didn't like each other, right? But I remember the, I can't remember the name of the show that the UK has. Something about In the Ring or Ringside or something like that. I can't fucking remember. But there's a show that the UK has. And I remember in 2012, YouTube, go ahead and help me out with the name of that show. Should even post a link in my comment section. But those two were sitting side by side, and Johnny Nelson was questioning them. And they were sitting there, yeah, you know, I'll knock you out. No, I'll knock you out. I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck you up. Nigga, your bitch is mine. No, your bitch is mine. Right? They were doing all that shit for a good hour. This was in fucking 2012, man. Fight should have been fucking made, dog. You know what I'm saying? So at this point in time, it's just two niggas bickering and bitching. But if I had to pick, Amir Khan don't want to fight him, man. Come on now, that shit is obvious. Kell Brook's been asking for this fight since 2012. And Amir Khan had all these stipulations. Yeah, you know, why don't you get your name out there? Only motherfucker you got is Carson Jones on your resume, you know what I'm saying? Well, the nigga goes out there, beats Sean Porter, becomes the IBF champion, actually becomes welterweight champion before Amir Khan could. Amir Khan has never held a belt at welterweight, but the motherfucker's been campaigning there ever since he got knocked out by Danny Garcia. When the fuck was that? 2012, 2013? I'm not even looking at it. You know what I'm saying? He fought Julio Diaz, a hard-fought win in 2013, and that was within the 147-pound limit. Then he became a full-fledged welterweight in 2014. So he's been there 5 fucking years and still hasn't held a welterweight title. Man, get out of here, man. When Kell Brook actually not only makes a name for himself, but surpasses Amir Khan in popularity, surpasses Amir Khan in accolades within the 147-pound division, he still didn't want no work. So, Amir Khan, if anybody's ducking anybody, Amir Khan is ducking Kell Brook. And it's quite obvious, especially if you fucking analyze this post-fight interview, man. So everybody, man, y'all need to calm the fuck down. This video went way too goddamn long. Did not want to talk this long about fucking Amir Khan. But y'all need to calm down, man. I give him credit for knocking out Richard Greco, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, let's get him in the ring with a Felix Diaz. You know what I'm saying? He's campaigning at welterweight. Let's see him in there with some other B-level fighters like Yordenis Ugas. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Granados. Let's see him in there with those cats. And if he actually beats the fuck out them dudes, then we can say, yeah, he's back. You know what I'm saying? But until then, man, he just beat another bum. Fuck out of here. YouTube, do what you do in the comment section. Be real. Let me know what you think about this topic. It's real talk for real fans. 1.